Can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's me, Niall. Delighted as always to be joined by our man in the States, Thomas, and we're here with final predictions for this weekend's fight in Brooklyn as Danny Garcia, the former world champion, faces off against Daniel Gonzalez at the Barclays Center. Of course, this one being billed as the last dance, so will it be the last time we see Danny Garcia in the boxing ring? Thomas, who knows? But yeah, let's jump into final predictions. There's no better man, as I say. You're our stateside representative, so to discuss this stateside fight, yeah, give us your predictions for this Danny Garcia against Daniel Gonzalez this Saturday.
Yeah, I see Danny Garcia getting him out of there sometime in the mid rounds of the fight, like around like 5 or 6. I just think that although it doesn't seem like Danny Garcia has much left in the tank, I do think that he certainly has enough to beat this guy that he has in front of him. I've looked at his resume and seen his last few recent fights, and yeah, for Gonzalez, there just really isn't much there that you could really go off of. And he's already had what, like 3, 4 losses, so against not top competition. So yeah, I don't see him being able to pull off the upset here. I'm picking Danny Garcia to win about around 5 or 6 KO or TKO.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with anything you've said there. In terms, well, I'll give my prediction first. I am going with a Danny Garcia KO win to kind of make things a bit different. So I'm not just going following you. I'll go round 8, 9, that kind of range. I think you get it done. As you said, and as we were kind of touching on before the video started, Danny Garcia passes best undoubtedly now. He's had a long career, nearly 40. He's 37 years old. But yeah, Daniel Gonzalez is not the man to upset the possible farewell party this Saturday night, in my opinion, either. So yeah, I'm going for a Danny Garcia win. 8 or 9 rounds. I just think watching what I have of Gonzalez, in preparation for this video, I don't think he's very good. No disrespect, I think he's strong, he's physically strong, he's aggressive, he'll come forward. But I think that he's slow and he's defensively sloppy as well. So I think his aggression and his sloppiness will play into the hands of someone like Danny Garcia, and I think he'll pick him off with a big hook coming in and get him out of there, which he should do. Gonzalez can't really punch either. But yeah, we're both going for a Danny Garcia win here, both going for a stoppage win. As we said at the start of the video, it's being billed as the last dance. Now, whether that be his last fight ever or his last fight in Brooklyn, who knows? But I'm going to just, before we wrap up, ask you a quick question. And I might, apologies if I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, but if it's Danny Garcia's last fight, win, lose, or draw on Saturday, what will his legacy be for you? How will you kind of remember Danny Garcia?
Oh, well, he was always he was always a top guy and he always fought the top guys. And I think he has to get a lot of credit for that, even though he didn't really, he didn't beat the top guys like an Errol Spence or a Keith Thurman. Um, he's had an outstanding career, and at 140, he was the top guy. So I think all that, you can't forget all that he's done in those especially at 140 and 147 in those weight classes. I think his work there is just incredible. So yeah, I think that he would be up for a Hall of Fame spot at some point when he becomes able.
Yeah, I agree. It's a kind of a question I was going to ask you as well. To kind of tag in with that was, would he be a Hall of Fame fighter? And I agree. I think he definitely is. Undoubtedly, he'd be worthy of a Hall of Fame spot. I've always liked Danny Garcia, and he's been an exciting fighter. I like his power. he's been almost kind of underrated at times, but as you said, at 140, he was the top dog. What he done to Amir Khan, and then he moved up to 147, and people kind of forget that he was quite not quite undersized, but he wasn't the biggest welterweight, and he still had success there. The fight with Keith Thurman, he could have beat Keith Thurman. That was an incredible fight, and it was a prime Thurman as well. Yeah, I think Danny Garcia has had a very good career, if it is to be the end. And I've always liked watching him. He's up at 154 now, which is crazy. As I say, he wasn't even a big welterweight, but going up to 154 is mad. So yeah, I hope if he does get past Daniel Gonzalez, he doesn't kind of carry on to fight more kind of heavy-handed fighters that would have kind of lost him in his prime, that wouldn't have gotten near him in his prime. But yeah, I think he's had a career to be proud of, and yeah, he has to get past Daniel Gonzalez first though on Saturday night. Before we discuss legacies, or if he calls it a day after this. That was myself and Thomas giving our final predictions for this one at the Barclays Centre in Brooklyn, as the former world champion Danny Garcia winds down a fantastic career against Daniel Gonzalez. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Are you going for a Danny Garcia routine KO win, or can Daniel Gonzalez spoil the party, and spoil a farewell party for Danny Garcia? So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Get involved down below, and as always, don't forget to drop a like on the video first of all, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing, and follow us on all social media. Thomas, was a pleasure. Take care.
Likewise, thank you.